Hi, this is Alcam. Welcome back to my channel. Well, I was listening to something that Joe Biden was talking about at that college during commencement speech, and something interesting showed up. Something about not able to get water on a line, for voting. Uh, you have to hear this because I didn't believe this myself. This guy is just unbelievably ridiculous. This comes from Fox News. Gottville had something to say about this.
Today in Georgia, they won't allow water to be available to you while you wait in line to vote in an election. What in the hell's that all about? I never thought I'd be a president at a time when there's a national effort to ban books.
Well, I do want to address the water issue and why that has been debunked. You may recall the 2020 election that had huge lines in Georgia, and unfortunately, a lot of people wanted to help people on the lines with water, food, charter phones up, and everything else. Unfortunately, these people also was trying to influence the folks on the line who to vote for. Part of the voting rights law changes was these groups could no longer give these services to people on the line. Instead, they had to give the stuff to the poll workers, which the poll workers will give the water and everything else to them. So Joe Biden was misleading people in saying that. Remember, this the same commencement speech, you had African American students that turned their backs on him. So I think there are a lot of Atlanta Brave fans that are not too crazy with Joe Biden these days. You gotta remember, these folks spread lies that all this was going to suppress the African American vote, but it increased it instead in the 2022 election. But unfortunately for Atlanta, the lies got so bad that Major League Baseball pulled the All-Star game out of Atlanta and sent it to Colorado. The game should have been played in Atlanta that year because Hank Aaron passed away days after he got his vaccine shot. Which is another subject for another day. We're not getting into that. But the fact was, the game should have been played in Atlanta. Hank Aaron should have been honored in Atlanta, not Colorado. Because of the lies, a historical moment was lost. Forever. You cannot get that back. Major League Baseball had realized they'd been lied to by these progressives in Georgia. So the All-Star game will be brought back to Atlanta. I don't know when, but it will be brought back. So this nonsense that Joe Biden said all about the water is what it is. Nonsense. You can give people water on the line they're voting, but you had to give it to the poll worker. The poll workers will give the water to these folks and everything else. So that's what it is. They upset because they're losing their influence. After all, they have a candidate who can't win the governorship for anything. She could be the president of the world on Star Trek, but she can't be the governor of the state of Georgia. Figure that one out. And of course, they had this sham trial in Atlanta with Fannie Willis going nowhere. It's like that Wall Street and the disconnect of Main Street. There's a huge disconnect over there also in Fulton County. They can't seem to get their act together. It looks like a horrible soap opera written by woke writers. So you're getting it on both sides. Lies about the voting right law, lies about the Trump trial. This whole thing has, as that judge said, a smell of mendacity. It stinks to high heaven, even makes the horses blush just thinking about it. And you think horse manure would smell bad. Fulton County smells even worse. And they say, oh, we're back in Fulton County for no reason. It's not the first time you've done this. I mean, ask Martin Luther King Jr. You done it to him too. This is not new. I mean, you're packaging it differently, but it's not new. You guys have been doing the same garbage over and over again. It's only now the progressives are doing what the racist white Democrats were doing in the 60s and the 50s. So, you know, I don't know who you're trying to fool, but you're not fooling me. You're not fooling a lot of people. And in fact, the state of Georgia, Trump is leading. Go figure. And don't worry if Trump wins the election, all these crazy court cases will disappear, except this one, of course. But I know there's a good remedy for that. Trump said, well, as long as this thing is still there, you can forget the federal funds for your project and stuff. And it'll go poof. Hopefully, Fannie Willis will also go poof to the Fulton County Jail, where her stinking butt belongs with her hush puppy boyfriend Nathan Wade. I don't care if they're not together anymore, but hey, told you it's like a horrible soap opera written by woke writers. They stink. So if you think my stuff stinks, they stink worse. Remember, I'm not the one under the terminology of mendacity. So this is Al Kane saying so long for now, and don't forget your stop. Have a good evening.